I invited the King of England to Colchester Garden Festival 2023. And if you want a little bit more extreme, then go check out my video where I shoot a potato from a cannon. Yep. But while you're here, let me tell you how I invited the King of England to the Colchester Garden Festival 2023. Now, if you don't already know who the King of England is, then do I have to explain who the King of England is? Fine. The current monarch is King Charles III, who ascended the throne on 8th of September 2022 upon the death of his mother, Queen Elizabeth II. The monarch and their immediate family undertake various official, ceremonial and diplomatic and representational duties. And so I thought I'd invite the King to my gut. I've said that already. King Charles III is a king of United Kingdom and the 14 other Commonwealth realms. He was the longest serving heir apparent and Prince of Wales at the age of 73. He became the oldest person to ascend to the British throne upon the death of his mother. And this week he was visiting my hometown of Colchester to announce us as a city. Oh yeah. Colchester is a town in the county of Essex in south-east England. In the castle park, Colchester Castle is a huge Norman keep built on the foundations of Roman temple. Its museum displays artefacts up to 2,500 years old. Also in the park is Holly Trees Museum and many other bits. It's loads of stuff in Colchester. And our king was visiting. And so I saw this as an amazing opportunity to welcome our king to our amazing city and to our Colchester Garden Festival. And here's how I got on. First thing to do was walk into town, now a city, as roads were going to be closed off. And getting there nice and early, I got a prime spot amongst some of the most royalist people I've probably ever met. And they were actually really nice, lovely people. Plus some protesters, but, you know. Anyway, we waited 2 hours. 2 hours for the king. There's no rush. Absolutely no rush. Security was on high alert, ready for the royal visit. As we waited, a helicopter hovered above, giving us the signal that the king was on his way. And then the band marched in. Unfortunately, my amazing view of the king was blocked by this band. And we were not angry. As the king drove in, many of us stood there, excited, ready for him to come over and say hello. The door swung open, and out stepped the king. Just through the band, we saw him, stood there. And in he walked to the castle. He waved. He did wave, but that was it. Had my plan of inviting the king to Colchester Garden Festival failed at the first hurdle? No, because I'm not one to give up. Now, before I show you exactly how I invited the king, I want to tell you about Colchester Garden Festival. Because last year was Colchester Garden Festival's very first year. And it was an absolute amazing success. Run by my good self, hello Skinny Jean Gardner, and the incredible team at In Colchester and The Bid. Together, we aim to inspire families and the people of Colchester to come visit the city and then get gardening. And this year's festival is going to be better than ever. Running from the 17th of July through to the 13th of August, we are going to have some amazing school gardens for you to feast your eyes on. That's right, in a couple of weeks I'm going on tour around the city and we're getting loads of schools involved in the school garden competition. And it was such an amazing success last year, we can't wait to do it again. Also at the festival we have an amazing walking trail so you can walk into the city and entertain the family. We've got some amazing sow and grow sessions which are going to be so much fun, where we're going to be helping the bees around our city. Plus, there's no place like Gnome, as we hide gnomes around the city for you to find. Also, there could be a possible show, I don't want to say too much, but a stage show coming, and much more to inspire you to get outside and grow your own. And this incredible festival is exactly what I wanted to invite the king to. And so I wasn't giving up with just a little wave. I wanted to speak to the man himself. As the king ventured around the castle, outside the crowds were getting restless, and I found out from a local Bobby, thanks very much, I found out exactly where his next steps would be. And so I waited for him to walk out of the alleyway. and instead he drove. There he is, look, driving through. He may have waved again. Not at me. I don't know who he was waving at. But I've missed my shot once again. Defeated after a whole morning standing around waiting for the king, I headed for lunch. And that was that. But I couldn't give up. And sitting there with my lunch in front of me and the king inside the library, I thought, he has to leave the city. So I headed to the nearest exit of Colchester and waited. And then, amazingly, he drove past me. There he is, look. Wait, slow it down. Slow that bit of footage down. There he is. I'm pretty sure at that point he looked right at me. There. Right at me. Unbelievable. And off he drove into the distance. My final chance to invite the king to my garden festival. And then I thought, well, how do I usually make contact with people and get them to come on my podcast or to shows and things like that? I know. And so I went onto Instagram and wrote him this. To Charles and Camilla, many thanks for visiting Colchester City today. It was an absolute amazing experience to see you there. It really was. I was quite excited. I would like to invite you to our Colchester Garden Festival in July, which promotes gardening and the environment, of course, families. And we have some incredible show gardens from schools too. We would love to show you around. And King Charles, if you're watching this, he might be watching this. I'll also be writing you a letter. Old school. I'll also be writing you a letter to invite you personally. But I hope that this week you enjoyed our city and you'll come to our Colchester Garden Festival in July. If you're not King Charles, then you're also welcome. It all kicks off on the 17th of July, and no doubt I'll be talking about it a lot more. That was alright, wasn't it? Oh, hang on. Hello? Hey, Charles.